part of this town. I am the reason that it's bustling and doing well.
You are a greedy and selfish man, Michael McCrae.
You're that new preacher she's been talking about.
We are a simple folk, trying to learn what the Lord has for us.
I know you believe everyone has some good at it. The McCraes own this territory.
When you Outlanders pack up and get.
We are not leaving. This is our land and we mean to stay.
I say we fight back.
We don't want to start anything. I know how to handle this in a peaceful manner.
You're crazy!
You turn around and face me like a man.
I ain't gonna fight you, Larcy. I don't have to.
Lamont,
Hey,
Jeff in Las Vegas. How are you, buddy?
hey, I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so sorry about the mix-up last week, so I'm glad we finally got together today.
No worries.
Well, thanks for talking about the Lonesome Trail. I'm a Western fanatic, so I heard somebody wanted to talk to for a Western. I'm like, let's do it, man. I watched the Grit channel, and I've been watching Wagon Train, and so I just and Gunsmoke. I'm a Gunsmoke fanatic, so all my favorite elements are in the Lonesome Trail. So congratulations right away.
Thank you.
But a preacher comes to a small Western town and he changes things after his arrival, but he uses a Bible instead of a gun, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He does.
And it reminded me Night of the Hunter. You're with Robert Mitchum. I don't know if you know that.
Right?
Yeah. So I just thought a preacher using a Bible instead of a gun, he's just asking for trouble, isn't he, in a Western?
Well, he comes to my rescue is the case. I pull in with my family, and actually I hadn't planned to stay in town. My a wagon wheel had broken down, so we pulled in to get it fixed. And McCrae, the old town baron, silver mining, even though he didn't own the town, but he felt he owned the town, and him and his crew didn't much take kindly to my kind, because they were under the impression I was coming to claim stake on as a homesteader. And they surrounded my wagon when we first pulled in, and it was getting pretty hairy. And then Preacher Brent walked up and kind of de-escalated and diffused the situation, at least on the surface.
Well, you don't want to give any spoilers away, but yeah, definitely. That's what I love about the Lonesome Trail. It has, as someone who's a Western fanatic, has every Western cliche, and that's okay. You got the cattle barons and you got the preacher, and so
Right.
there's certain elements you have to have in a Western, right? Was it easy for you to get into character once you had the costumes and locations and horses? I mean, just all of a sudden did Bill Barnaby come through for you?
The putting on the costumes, if you will, the wardrobe, that definitely helped me for the type of personality and actor I am. That's when I can become alive in that character. But yeah, I had to take a journey. I did some research on contrabands in that period, which I wasn't allowed to be in the Union Army, but you were allowed to work around the Union Army in the tents and etc. So I was a contraband, and at that time I learned by helping out in the medical tent. I learned to help out in amputations and wounds, mending wounds, etc. So I really started to pick up some level of medical skills that come into play later at in the Lonesome Trail.
I speak to a lot of actors who do Westerns. They tell me they go to a cowboy boot camp before they begin a movie like this. So did you have to learn how to ride a horse or handle a gun or anything like that?
I had ridden I think when I was like 6, I had a picture on a pony.
Doesn't count. Lamont.
Southern California way of doing it. I think I rode a couple of times, but nothing significantly. But yes, we went and spent some time riding horses. I had to learn to drive a 2-horse wagon train, and that was really cool. So I enjoyed that.
Did you ever think how did mankind make it across the prairie in something like that?
Oh my God! For some of the scenes, riding in that train across, these bumpy grounds. Yeah, it was something else. It was something else.
Yes. And also Arlette Fletcher, I understand she wrote the book and the screenplay and director. I mean, she's amazing. So how was her style for this movie? Because this was your first feature film role, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was my first feature film role. Arlette was great. I went over to her house on a number of occasions to kind of find Bill Barnaby's character. And one of the things we did, because I naturally have somewhat of a high voice, but my Bill Barnaby is a little bit gruff and a few octaves down. So I got down on she said, you got to get down in the dirt. And so she said, no, literally get down in the dirt. So I got on my knees and dropped my octaves down as if I was digging in the dirt. And by finding his voice allowed me to find his character and begin the journey.
That's a great method way of finding that character, getting down in the dirt.
Getting down in the dirt.
And I understand the first screening was with cast and crew. Did you feel the energy?
Yeah. That was a little bit ago, but yeah, it was interesting. It was a lot of work. We spent a whole summer working on it, going out to a farm out in Fort Meade, Maryland, literally just around the corner from NSA. But it's a farm, and they had built a Western set on this farm. And we spent time painting it up and getting it ready. And because we never would have been able to do it in the local Maryland area had it not been for this farm that already had a Western set on it.
That's amazing. Well, I can't believe that you probably have to surprise yourself. Your first feature film role is a Western. I mean, would you ever have thought of that when you started acting?
I would not have thought of that. There's so many elements to go into a Western, as obviously you got horses, you got gunfire.
It's complicated. Yeah.
Yes. And Arlette did a tremendous job pretty much. I mean, she had other people working with her, but she was in charge. She was doing catering. She was bringing us home-cooked meals for lunch.
So
somebody would just heat it up.
So it's a family atmosphere on the set. That's what a Western does. So
absolutely.
Well, Lamont, congratulations, The Lonesome Trail. I wish you the best of luck, and let's talk again soon. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you. Enjoy it.